I don't let my people go. They are called by my name. Stand alone. We are Biafrans. That is who we are. We don't want election. In Biafra, Chukwe, Chukwe, no, 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 Chime, Chime, no, Chukwata, Chukwanyani Jabamba, Chukwata, Chimazina, the Camo. You're not the man that would lie, you're not the man. You're not the one that was made by the hands of man. I'm a Jakota, guess you're gonna. I'm a Jakota, people, and I get better. It is time. No more time, it is time. It is time. I'm a liar. See them as they gather. I rise and scatter. It is a good arrangement. Because they don't know. Anya Jakota, Kessi Bonamona, Anya Tagako, because it is time. No more time, it is time. Only it is time. It's time for new dimension. Only you that we have to do. If it don't be you, they forgot to take over our land. She seated on it, passing up the canoe. She seated on my down, the pano, Amani Chandene. Magayokora, it's like a motor. And we all be one right, we are saying. You're not the man, stop for lie, I'm the man alone. You're not the guy, that was made by the hands of man. I'm the man, get you out. I'm the man, think of it again. I never see it with this time. I never see a rebel chest, that's okay. I never see it. I never see it. I never see it. I never see it. But this time I never see it. I never see it.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. We're going to start our broadcast very fast because we have a lot to do today. Avorasa Monekwa is coming online with Umada by 8 p.m. So I'm going to take a very quick one. I'm not going to take much of your time. Even if it is only one person that is here, I'm going to start my broadcast. Other people can join whenever they meet us. We continue from there. Thank you so much for connecting. Please, as you're joining, share the broadcast on your own platform. Share it any place you belong. Keep on sharing the broadcast. Keep on sharing. That's what to do. Let us go to our broadcast straight away.
evening and good night to some of you. This is a very special broadcast, and of course, we must pray. And prayer we must, this very evening and always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable Zoological Republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwukika Abiyama onye na-efewe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ n'ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much for joining me with this very broadcast. We are going to take a very quick broadcast. I'm not going to take much of your time because of the schedule. There are so many things to be done today. And I learned that Brother Simon Ekpa is going to come online later in the day, I think by 8 with Umada. So I'm going to be very brief so that we can be able to join the broadcast on our Brother Simon Ekpa's platform. So today I'm going to talk about a very important issue that has to do with us, the Biafrans. As you all know, each time I come here, I come to create awareness, to awaken our people on certain things that we are ignoring, even things that we see and we ignore it. And we continue to blow those trumpets, we continue to hype those information so that you can be able to be awake and not sleep off, because a lot is going on. A lot is going on. As you are watching, any place you're watching from, please like the video. As you join the platform, you like the video and you share. That is going to make it possible for the informations we are disseminating to be going far, and more people will be joining us. So any place you are connecting from, please kindly share the video. Share as you're joining. So as I was saying, there are so many things that are happening that we must not sweep under the carpet. The Fulani Caliphate never meant well for you. They never meant well for me. And you see their attitude and wickedness play out every day. You see their wickedness and their attitude play out every day. I'm going to play a video. There's a video I'm going to share. That video has been trending on our spokesperson, our Brother Simon Ekpa, used that video yesterday. And I went back and watched that video properly. A lot is really going on. You see, there was a time our Brother Simon Ekpa came and said that every Fulani Muslim will be comfortable in a caliphate. They will be comfortable in an Islamic nation instead of having a secular state. Every Fulani Muslim, it doesn't matter if they call themselves activists. It doesn't matter what they call themselves. It doesn't matter how they try to paint themselves. They will all be comfortable in a caliphate than in a secular state. And you see, these are the things you see. When you see all these things, you see the reason why you have to continue to ask for disintegration of the Zoological Republic, so that you can be able to have a nation where people of similar mind will exist. The diversity in the Zoological Republic is so much. It is a kind of diversity that will never, ever allow you to prosper. It will never, ever allow you to have security. and it will never, ever recognize you as a sensible person. That is why we have to get out of this volatile republic. When I watch that video, I begin to marvel. You will see the wickedness of a Fulani man against the Biafran. You see the hatred, that same hatred you saw in Ahmadu Bello when he was interviewed by BBC. That same hatred, you see the people you are seeing today who claim to be activists in the northern part of Nigeria, who claim to be, what do you call them? I don't know how I can describe them. They paint themselves to be genuine. But when you interview them and engage them in discussion, you see the hatred in them. You see the hatred in them. After watching that interview that was done to that man, they call him Madi Sheikh or whatever they call him. He's self-acclaimed human rights activist and corruption, whatever. And when they mention this issue of corruption, you think that these people are for good. That language, corruption, is one of the strategies they are using. That was the same language Othman Danfodio used to conquer the Hausas. Corruption. Even when Othman Danfodio is the most corrupt person, a terrorist, the first terrorist that entered Nigeria, and yet he came with the message of corruption, and the Hausas bought into it. Buhari came with the message of corruption. Some idiots bought into it. Look at where he has brought them. And look at this man who has been projecting himself as a human rights activist, as a corruption fighter. The way and manner he was speaking on the interview, I was shocked. You see, when our brother Samarepa was saying that, people will not understand that every northern man, every northern Muslim, it doesn't matter if they claim to be an activist, it doesn't matter if whatever they claim to be, they will be much more comfortable in an Islamic nation than in a secular state. And that is why you have seen them accommodating every evil in the north. Instead, they will keep on blaming the south. I'm going to, first of all, play the video of that man. There's one of his popular videos that I always play when I used to play video, thinking that he's a human being. I'm going to play that video. After listening to that video, when you listen to that video, you will think that that's a human being. But when this man brings out his colors, you begin to know that you are really dealing with an enemy. You are dealing with an imposter, a scammer himself. And that is how every single one of them hide under the cover of a genuine person, not knowing that they are evil. I'm going to play this video of this man. You will listen to what, after listening to this video, you will think that he's a human being speaking. Then I will go back and play his original video, who he is. Listen.
When you take the history of Nigeria, from the very beginning, when we were amalgamated, to the very beginning we became a nation, we got it altogether wrong. You bring in people of different culture, different beliefs, different socialization, different milieu, different outlooks, mash them together by force to form a nation. Only the initial builders of Nigeria had a clear vision and a mission, devoid of any sentiment. Soon thereafter, it became clear that it was a wrong union. It was a union that was not properly negotiated. We could have remained a great country if we had isolated our own.
You have heard this man. When you hear this man speak, you would think it's a human being talking. But I can tell you, the man you just heard his voice is not human. When you hear him talking, and let me tell you, when he speaks, when you hear him speaking, you think he is speaking with your own thought of view. His own mindset and view is totally different from what you are thinking. Each time you watch this video, initially when I watched this video, I thought he was making sense. But today, when I saw the same interview that was granted to this same man from the northern part of Nigeria, Mahdi Shehu, who claimed to be a corruption fighter, who claimed to be an activist, when I had the interview he was granted, and the way he was speaking about the Southerners, not only the Igbos, Southerners and the Igbos, you'll be marveled. This man knows very well that we are not compatible in any way. Just as he has just said, we are not compatible in any way with these people. We are not compatible. If you are a Biafran and you are still thinking of one Nigeria, you are still thinking, you and your Peter Obi is still thinking that somehow, you are going to get it. You are a dead man already. If you are a Biafran and you're one of those who is believing on their zoological republic and their one Nigeria, you are already dead. You're not living. Keep on deceiving yourself. You are already a dead man. We are living in a country where we have no resemblance. There is no resemblance. The diversity is like from heaven to earth. There is never matching, and nothing will make the two to meet. Heaven and earth can never come together. They are two different things altogether. You can never match them together. That is how the diversity in Nigeria is. A destructive one that want to kill a particular group and uplift another. You had this man I was seeing that's talk now. I'm going to play the recent interview was granted on Rice Television, and you will see this criminal, his kind of mindset. He started his interview by trying to play in their divide and rule attitude. That divide and rule that they are known with, the same agenda they use to control the southern part of Nigeria, that same divide and rule, he began to play that game on the first interview. And when he played it, if you are not careful, if your mind, if you don't have an open mind, you would think that he's talking on your own behalf. When you hear him speak, you would think that he is speaking based for your own benefit. No, he is speaking for his own selfish interest. He is speaking for his own selfish interest. That same strategy of Otman and Fodio that he used to decimate the Hausas, that is what they have continued to push. And I used to say it on my program, that these Fulanis do not have any sophisticated system of doing things. It is that same one style. I don't know why it is working for them. I can't just explain. And I can say that all I can say is that the only reason why that single system is working for them is because the southern part of Nigeria have decided to sell their soul. The southern part of Nigeria, we have greedy people. We have people who are greedy. We have some scammers. We have some evil men who want to protect their loot by all means possible. People who are not patriotic to their people. They don't care about anybody. All they care is about themselves. And this Fulani Caliphate has identified these people, and they continue to uplift them. They continue to lift them above their people, and they continue to perpetrate the evil. Now, I want to play this video for you. You are going to listen. When this idiot is talking, you will think he is standing to benefit you. He's trying to make a sense for you. No, I want to hear him talk. After hearing that, we can come back and continue on the broadcast.
And Obasanjo is selling at Peter Obi, quote and unquote. The reason as follows. I'm even surprised that Obasanjo is doing this. I think he is trying to pull a wool on the face of all Igbos. Because just read his book, My Command. Read it cover to cover. Inside the book, he was so proud to own up to the entire role he played in decimating the military of Biafra, in cowing them into submission, in annihilating them, in defeating them. He took over the entire credit of the fail of Biafra agitation that led to the civil war. Not only that, after the war, it was unilaterally agreed, internationally and locally, that there should be reconstruction, reconciliation, rehabilitation. Nobody was reconciled. Igbos were not reconciled. They are still agitating. Nothing was reconstructed. They are still facing dirge of infrastructure. Nobody was reconciled. And Obasanjo was there. He had an opportunity to reconstruct, rehabilitate, to reconcile. Rather than doing that, he left them in full of their blood. I'm therefore shocked that Igbos are now swallowing Obasanjo's trading, hook, line, and sinker. When documented history is there, gazetted, the role he played in leading Igbos to what they were then, 20, 30, 40 years back.
Okay.
Luckily for them, they are beginning to recover. Therefore, it's surprising that he's selling Obi, and Obi is believing him in spite of documented history of the crime he committed against the entire Igbo nation. Maybe he has meditated, maybe he has prayed over, maybe he is lamenting, and he wants to correct the wrongs. The answer is better left to Obasanjo.
Okay, a very interesting perspective you've got there, and there's always room for repentance, I must say.
You see, I played this video, and why I played this video is not to support any useless. All of you know that we will not have any election in Biafra land. We, the agitators, we, the Biafran people, we cannot be part of the election. But let me tell you, when you hear this idiot talk, you would think he's talking to benefit you. When you hear him talk, you think he's making a case for you. But let me tell you, this man is not making a case for you. He's making a case for himself. He's only playing the card of the Fulani Caliphate. That same card they used to play. Look at him, trying to put the whole blame of the evil that they and Obasanjo himself, we are included in it. He is trying to push out that evil to turn our attention to Obasanjo, to begin to focus on Obasanjo, when we are supposed to be fighting against the state that empowered Obasanjo to do the evil. The state which empowered Obasanjo to fight against the Biafra is the state that he himself supports, which he himself is a signature to. We are not fighting against an individual, we are fighting against the state. We know that there are some evil men in the southern part of Nigeria, including Biafra land. We have some evil men, we have some saboteurs. We will deal with them at our own time. If you are not careful, this is the card that the Fulani Caliphate continue to play. They will continue to play this blackmailing card. They are the ones that are going to use the Southerners to perpetrate evil against themselves. They will promote them and support the evil, just like they have promoted Tinubu. Tinubu stole huge amount of money from Lagos State, enslaved Lagos, and they empowered him. They said nothing about it. And today, they are using Tinubu to manipulate everybody in the Southwest. And it's not working, because I know the Yoruba people are awake. They are very much awake. This is the card these idiots are playing. They will use you against your people. At the end of the day, they will now remind your people that, look at your brother that killed you some time ago. They begin to play this blackmail game. That is the game this idiot is trying to play. And when you hear him talk, you think he's making a case for you as a Biafran. You think he's making a case for you as an Igbo person. You think he's making a case for you as somebody from the southern part of the world. But actually, this man is making a case for himself. A criminal-minded people, very cunning. The divide and rule can no longer work. Every one of us as Biafrans, we must not engage or listen to any of these evil men anymore. We can't listen to them anymore. The time has come when we have to focus and remain and follow that which is right. We can no longer listen to the evil men. We can't listen to them anymore. And if you think it's a joke, I am going to play another video to show you the plan of this man, the way he's thinking and what he has in mind. Watch.
A yardstick and a measurement of assessing whether these people are what they said they are, and they are competent enough, and they have the good conscience to sell and to promote. Let us go to Obasanjo. If Obasanjo is coming to the north to seek for a partnership, to sell a candidate, to aspire to promote, protect, and project an OB, there are relevant questions that we need to ask him. Under Obasanjo, he destroyed the entire economy of the north. Today, nobody can convince any northerner. The consolidation of the banks, which saw the total extinction of all commercial banks of northern origin, because we could not raise the money, because we don't have those type of money to sustain a bank of 25 billion naira then, was done deliberately by Obasanjo to bring the north to its own knees.
Is it the same note?
Military officers.
Is it the same note? Sorry to intervene there. Is it the same note that Atiku Abubakar was vice president in that government and had a lot of senators, a lot of federal ministers and all of that?
Under the Nigerian constitution, a vice president is just an appendix. He lives and survives at the mercy of the president. Till today, until that section of the constitution is reviewed, is amended, is varied, I don't envy anybody becoming a vice president. So stop talking about an Atiku. At that material time, there was nothing he could do. In any event, let me continue. Documented history has shown that after destroying the life wire of the bank of the north, he went ahead to retire promising young officers of northern origin, Muslims and Christians, simply because we were paying for Abacha's crime against an Obasanjo. Not only that, even in the civil service, people of northern origin were being exited, again sharing Abacha's crime. The only crime of the North is that an Abacha has given a devastating blow to an Obasanjo over a true or a phantom or alleged coup. Obasanjo is fully aware that under the military dispensation, under the military rules, if you are suspected to partake or participate or finance or support or even become aware of an existing coup, you remain guilty. That is the rule of the military. It's not the Northerners' rule. It is the military rule. And therefore, he should go and settle his case with Abacha on Judgment Day. But visiting the sin of the father over the child and that of the child over the son, it is not biblical, it is not statesmanly, it is a crime against common sense, it is a crime against humanity. The father shall not bear the iniquity of the son, neither shall the son bear the iniquity of the father. The wickedness of the wicked shall be upon it, and the righteousness of the righteous shall be upon it.
And this same Obasanjo that you are accusing is not...
You have heard this man. You heard him. Now, you now know the reason why he made the first comment he made. But when you listen to that first comment, which he projected the Igbo Biafrans, telling them about how bad Obasanjo was, you thought he was making case for you. But in this second version, he has now shown you why he hates Obasanjo with God. He's actually fighting for his own area, for his northern people. He's fighting for his northern people, but instead of going forward to fight for his northern people, he wants to carry the southeast along. He wants to carry the Biafran north to begin to paint Obasanjo, to remind us of the evil that Obasanjo have committed, as if we don't know. Then, when he talk about that evil, he exempts the north and presents Obasanjo as the criminal. Then he exempts the north. Then he wants us to join him to pursue this very agenda he's talking about now. You have seen his annoyance, the annoyance he has for Obasanjo is the thing that has happened against their own people, according to him. But before he went to it, he first of all started to carry everybody along to generate that very hatred, to create that division in the southern part of Nigeria. This is the card they play at all times. They do it. And you see him talking about visiting the sin of the children, of the father on the children. This man that is talking about visiting the sin of the father to the children, ask him, why do he hate the Igbos with God? Why do they hate the Igbo Biafrans so much? Why are they fighting against Biafrans? Why do they hate Biafrans? They don't want Biafrans to come any close to the Zoological Republic. Is it not because of the Civil War? Is it not because of what transpired before the Civil War? Even when what happened has happened, even after Ahmadu Bello was killed, even after what happened has happened, when Kaduna and Zogu did what he did, it wasn't everybody that followed Kaduna and Zogu to go and do operation. Kaduna and Zogu is from Delta State. But today, they are punishing the Igbo Biafrans for a crime that one person committed. Not only that, even after then, they went and did their counter coup. He just said, you can't visit the sin of the children, father on the children. But they went ahead to visit the sin of Kaduna and Zogu to his brothers and sisters and friends. They didn't stop there. They extended it to children. They decimated children in Biafra land. In the Civil War, more than 5 million people were killed. And this man is coming here to tell me that you must not visit the sin of the father on the children. You see why you must not believe this idiot. Every single person you see in the Zoological Republic that they're from Northern extraction, all these Fulani people, they will be much, much comfortable in an Islamic nation than any secular state. And it is better we get out of this very place before it is too late. It is better. These people, this game they are playing is an open game. You can never trust them and they can never do anything to favor you. When you saw him making the first speech, you would think that this man is talking for you. When you saw him making the first speech, you think that he's speaking on your behalf. But now, as the time progresses, he opened the chapter. what he's fighting for and what he stands for. All he did in the first instance was to carry you along to fight against your fellow indigenous person. Let me tell you, there are so many indigenous people that are wicked. Biafrans, Ududua people, who are damn wicked, but we cannot fight them based on the prescription of the Zoological Republic. No, we cannot take action on them based on what the people, the Zoological Republic, are saying. What the Fulani man is saying. No, a Fulani man will not tell us when to fight and when not to fight. That is why we have to be careful. And that is why we must get out of this devilish marriage before it is too late. The time is now. And to go further, when he was making the first speech, you would think that he's standing for you, telling you how Obasanjo killed the Igbos, how Obasanjo did this, even when they were the people that gave Obasanjo power to do what he did and they were praising him. And now, I want to play another version of the video. Now he began to unveil his real self. Unveil his real self. He's going to unveil his real self as we progress. We unveil his wickedness. He will now unveil his main targets, where he's heading to. So you have to open your ears and your eyes. Anytime you see this Fulani caliphate, anytime you see a Fulani man, it doesn't, when they tell you that they're activists, they will tell you that they are activists, they are fighting corruption, they are this, they are not standing for you. All they are doing is to draw you out and make sure they decimate you. They will never trust you. Anybody that's watching, it doesn't matter. You that is a politician killing your own people, a day will come when they will remind you that he killed your people and they will make your people turn against you. This is what this man is doing. Pushing us to Obasanjo, even when he knows that they are the originator of the destruction of Biafran people. I want to play another video. Listen to what he had to say as the interview progresses.
Everybody converge and ask me all the questions and I'll give all the answers. And if that happens to be, I assure you, I will ask him 4 innocent questions. And I want the answer in public. The first question is, we've seen clips going around, not doctored ones, authentic clips, that Obi is given an ample support to Biafran agitators. IPOB, the outlawed criminal gang of IPOB, who have been killing and maiming and killing military, killing SSS, killing everybody, killing Muslims and Christians in the name of agitation. He has been supporting them openly. He has been saying that they are not criminals. They are not a terrorist organization.
Do you have evidence to this effect? Because we haven't seen a Peter Obi coming out, except if you have some evidence of private conversations against him.
Were you to go on break now, before you come back, I want you to have the courage. I will send you a clip now on Peter Obi's support of IPOB. I will send it to you when you go on break, and I hope you can play it to the public. Number 2, it is still in our fresh memory that when Peter Obi was presiding over at the governor of Anambra State, we have it on Punch, on Tribune, on Daily Trust, on Leadership, on The Nation. The instruction he gave that all northerners who are staying in his own states must go and register, go through a census, hang an ID card before they can transact any business. That is extremely segregative. It only took the intervention of Konkoso, visited him and said, Obi, if you insist on implementing this year's state law on northerners, I will go back to Kano where I have millions of traders who are of Igbo extraction and do the same. That was what checkmated Obi. Number 3, you can't even count the number of northerners killed, maimed, incapacitated, dehumanized while Obi was presiding over. And mom was the word. You have seen it on the social media. His first child was wearing complete Biafran outfit and he was marching the Nigerian flag.
Well, we cannot independently verify that picture right now, because it's been a subject of controversy if it is his son or not.
I have the media handle verified of his son. He posted that picture. If your child can trample over the Nigerian flag, wear Biafran uniform, and you want to preside over Nigeria, come to the north and tell us that what will happen to the north when you take over with that psych in your household. Are you going to exercise the entire bribery out of Nigeria? Are you going to send the entire northerners to Niger Republic, to Benin? What will be our own fate? We will ask him endless questions as a governor, as a Nigerian, as somebody aspiring to preside over Nigeria. There are endless questions to that aspiration.
You actually said that you had 4 points because you have to go on break right now. But before you said the last point, I want to let you know that Peter Obi actually visited the North as a as an intending presidential aspirant in the People's Democratic Party. As a presidential aspirant, I was on the entourage of Peter Obi that went around several states, Kano, Maiduguri, way up onto Gombe, way up onto Kebbi, Sokoto, and all of that. So I want to place that on record that he visited, but not as Labour Party presidential candidate, but he visited as a presidential aspirant during the PDP.
Let me
You see this man. I am playing this video for you to, this is a lesson for those of you who is still contemplating. Maybe Peter Obi is going to be this, is going to be. Let me tell you, the Fulani Caliphate and the Janjaweed, they take us to be the same. Every single one of us. It doesn't matter. Just like people who are pretending, I'm not a member of IPOB, I'm not agitating, they know you as a Biafran. It doesn't matter whether you agitate or you don't agitate. It doesn't matter if you're a registered member of IPOB or not. It doesn't matter if you claim not to be Igbo. Let me tell you, Fulani Caliphate know you. Look at what this idiot is saying. Look at the way he described Peter Obi. Peter Obi, who is claiming to be a saint. Even Peter Obi that have killed much more Biafrans anywhere. Peter Obi have killed much more Biafrans, more than any other person. And the agitation, you and I know that the only people that are sponsoring the agitation is the agitators themselves. We have no sponsorship from anywhere. No wealthy man in Biafran land is supporting the agitation. None of them is adding a kobo to it. They are not. But because of their antecedent, because of the fear of the unknown, you see what they're saying. And let me tell you, I don't blame him. We are Biafrans and we know ourselves. Only those who don't know themselves, who think that they can be able to maneuver, to begin to push their own personal agenda. The Fulanis know you better than you know yourself. You see the way he described Peter Obi, and you see how evil these men are. You see how evil are. You see the way he described the IPOB. You see the way he tried to describe the IPOB as a terrorist organization and this and that. But look at this man. Since the Fulani herdsmen have been decimating people, governor of Benue State have been crying and shouting and shouting. Have you ever seen this idiot talk about the Fulani herdsmen? This idiot who has come now to call IPOB terrorist organization, a legitimate organization that is asking for self-determination. That is what we are asking for. Self-determination is not a crime. International law supports it. African Charter law supports it. In fact, Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. That is why the case of self-determination is in their court in Nigeria. They are talking about referendum. People have filed case of self-determination in their own court. So how does that make agitators criminal? But look at how this man was describing the IPOB. He tried to blackmail them to say he went further to say that they are killing military. Look at this nincompoop that is talking, this clown that is speaking, talking about killing military. Every video that we have been seeing throughout the whole week. Look at the Abuja invasion. Look at the killing that happened in Abuja. Look at the overtake of the correctional center in Abuja. Who are those that did it? Is it IPOB that did that? The military men that have been decimated, that we saw their corpse that was placed online, is it the IPOB that did it? Is it IPOB that went and took over the airport in Kaduna State? Is it IPOB that went and hijacked the train? Are they members of IPOB? But you see these idiots. Each time they come and begin to paint innocent people. Then they kind of formed a security outfit. And by the way, for a very long time, for how many years, members of IPOB has been decimated and killed. They were holding on to their flag. They never responded. Good number of them have been killed without lifting a hand. Only because they are asking for self-determination and asking for a referendum. They move down. A legitimate organization having a legitimate demand of referendum, a demand that the international law supports, African international law support, Nigerian law itself supported that demand. And yet, look at the way he painted IPOB. Then he began to claim that the properties of Northerners are destroyed when P2B. In the northern, how many Northern people have properties in Biafra land? He's talking about properties and properties of Northerners destroyed, business destroyed. How many Northerners have business in Biafra land? Ask this clown. I am not supporting P2B. P2B, as far as I know, is an enemy. As long as P2B continue to gamble into this their election issue, he's an enemy. I don't give a damn about him. I'm not defending him, but I'm telling you the evil agenda of the caliphate, their evil intentions. For those of you who are thinking that maybe something you want to go and take a post in the Zulu Republic, you want to take a post, either a commissioner, either a House of Assembly member, to continue your own fraud and lose your own money. At the end of the day, they are going to come after you. They will use you to kill your people, and at the end of the day, they come after you. Look at him talking about destroying properties. The properties of the House of people were destroyed. And look at him. They are the same people that will come online and tell you, why are you talking about sectional? When somebody from Biafran land, from the southeastern region comes out to talk about anything, they will begin to make it sectional. They will say you are tribalistic. They will call it tribalistic. But look at every argument this man is making on a national television was tribalistic. Even when he was talking about Obasanjo, he was tribalistic. He was just defending the North, he cares only about the North and no other region. He doesn't care about any other region. And that is the nature of a Fulani man. They don't care about you. You saw a governor of about you, they come to tell you that Fulanis are the same all over the world. And that is why they have the boldness to begin to invite Fulanis from all parts of the world to come and settle in the Zulu Republic. And you are there watching. You are there not doing anything. You are there instead. You are talking against your own people. But you see them planning to settle all the Fulanis in the Zoological Republic. That is why this idiot will come out, begin to promote the Northern agenda. From everything I have said from the beginning to the end, he is promoting the Northern agenda. When he talk about the destruction of property, how many Fulani men, how many Hausa Fulani men have property in Biafra land? How many of them? How many of them are doing a legitimate business in Biafra land? How many of them? But when you talk about killing and destruction, I have lived in the North. We have been hearing about riots in the North, first one, second one, third one, fourth one. Every state of the North have had a riot, and in those riots, properties, businesses of Biafrans have been destroyed. Even recently, while they killed Deborah, after they killed Deborah, they still went ahead to begin to destroy the properties of Biafran people. Nobody spoke. No governor in the southern part of Nigeria spoke about it. No governor in the south spoke about it. No compensation whatsoever. They have been killing the Igbo Biafrans for a very long time. They have been killing the Southerners. Anytime there is a riot, I have lived in the North for 6 years. I lived in the North. I lived in the North for 6 years. Anytime there is any problem, they are going to face you as a Southerner. It's not even only the Igbo Biafrans. As long as you are a Southerner, and maybe even if you are fair in complexion, as for the fact that you are fair in complexion, you are an enemy. You are an enemy in the North. And whenever there's an attack, they are going to attack you. It doesn't matter if you're from Yoruba land. It doesn't matter if you're from Edo State. As long as you're from the southern part of Nigeria, the time you're in Yamari in the North, every time they have their riot, you heard about the Kano riot, Kaduna riot, Jos riot. Every of those riots you have seen in all the state of Nigeria, they come and they kill Biafran people. They take the life of Biafran people. And nobody speaks. Nobody fights for us. Nobody speaks on our behalf. They take it as business as usual. People go about their businesses. People go about their business as if nothing happened. But look at the boldness this idiot have to come on national television and begin to accuse the Southeast of taking the life of their own people. He is able to do that because we have idiots in their politics. He's able to do that because some people are still bent on going to endorse this evil. You see, after watching this video, after listening to this idiot, you will see reason why you must not, even in your dream, think of remaining in the Zoological Republic. Anything you will do to see that this Zoological Republic is disintegrated, you have to do it. Not only the Biafran people, any indigenous person. The same way this hatred is showing, remember he started from Obasanjo. The same hatred is transferred from Obasanjo to P2B and to every Southeasterner. That is how they transfer the hatred to every Southerner and to every indigenous person, even in the North. Many indigenous tribes in the North have been wiped out, their land taken and renamed.
and nobody is talking about it. You see them, they shamelessly open their mouth and talk about insecurity when their own side of the country, their own part of the country is in the hand of the terrorists as we speak. Terrorists is in charge. Kaduna State is being run by terrorists. Abuja itself is being run by terrorists, and they know about it. They wouldn't talk about it, but they will be bold to come to national television and begin to talk about the Southeast. You see why we must not play into this their game. Mazen Nandekana have done everything he has to do for us to wake us up, to make us pay attention. And we are paying attention, we are watching, and we cannot be distracted. If you're one of those who is still getting distracted, keep on getting distracted. Maybe you wake up in your grave. But for those Biafrans that are gallant, we can never ever give in to their propaganda. And before we end this broadcast, because we have to prepare and join our brother Simon Eba before he will come. So let me play the last portion of the interview for you to see the plan and how these people see you, how evil they are in their heart, how unrepentant they are. It is just about them, they're not. Anything that doesn't favor them doesn't exist for them. For them, it is just the Fulanis and nobody else. I want you to watch the last part of the interview that I'm going to play.
The sins of the father should not be visited on the sons. And I want to take you back to Nigeria.
Neither that of the son being visited to the father.
You see, the interviewer is trying to remind him of that very thing he talked about when he was talking about visiting the sin of the father on the children. This is exactly what they did to Biafrans, and they are still doing as you're watching the video. That is why he is still targeting and insulting people from Biafra land. Because of what transpired in the past. Because of which many of us are not aware. Because of something they have even taken the vengeance. They took the vengeance, immediately did the counter coup, and they took away so many Biafran soldiers, many innocent lives. In that same thing, more than 5 million Biafrans lost their life, and up to today, they are still targeting us. And he's here to tell us, preach to us. Listen, what's the question that he was asking, his response?
The sins of the father should not be visited on the sons. And I want to take you back to Nigeria.
Neither that of the son being visited to the father.
Yes, I want to take you back to Nigeria's political history, considering what happened in 1966 and the unfortunate coup, the killings, and all of that. Is Northern Nigeria yet to forgive the Igbo nation? If the North has forgiven the Igbo nation for all that happened and transpired during that period, why is it difficult for a lot of Northerners, including yourself, to want to queue behind the Peter Obi, who a lot of Nigerians say is competent, he's got the spirit of uniting Nigerians, and he may help to develop the country?
You see, forgiveness is divine. It is biblical, it is also Quranic. Even it is within common sense. But let me tell you one thing. The northern crop, the entire north, are the most forgiving people I have ever seen on the face of the earth. Not because I'm a northerner, but I'll give you a reason. They are the most accommodating on the face of the earth, and they are the most tolerant for the following reasons. Number one, if we had not forgiven the Igbos for the killing of our officers during the 1966 coup, you wouldn't have had currently over 3 million Igbos in Kano pursuing legitimate businesses. All the shops they occupy in Kano are not on rent, it's owned by them. All the houses they occupy in Kano are not on rent, they are owned by them. They form part of the commercial nerve of Kano commerce. All the churches they have built in Kano, as at January this year, there are 4,980 churches fully certificated by Kano state government, owned by Igbos, presiding over, and they are living in peace in Kano. Ask any Igbo man if he has any threat in Kano to his commerce, to his life,
let me just come in here. It can't be owned by only Igbos. It could be other Nigerians, including Northerners, who are of Kano origin, who are Christians.
You made a specific mention of if we have not forgiven Igbos. If you had said that It is going to be an open ended, I can tell you, but I'm specifically answering your question. Go to Kasina. Churches are owned by Igbos. Businesses in over 600,000 people who are extraction in Kasina are living peacefully. Go to Sokoto, go to Zampara, go to Kebbi, come to Kaduna. Millions of Igbos are all over the north. They are not even where, they are nowhere. They have the largest number of presence in the north in terms of their physicality, in terms of their business, in terms of their socialization, in terms of everything. If we are not accommodating, if we are not forgiving, if we don't look other side, if we don't turn the cheek, they wouldn't have been here. We have turned the other cheek. If you tell us how many cheeks, we turned the right one, it was slapped. We turned the left one, it was snapped. We kept on turning the invisible cheek of love so that Nigeria can remain peaceful. North is very accommodating, it is very tolerant.
Okay, if that's the case, then why do you have a problem with Professor Ango Abdullahi working with Olusegun Obasanjo to support a Peter Obi potential presidency if he wins the election in 2023? Don't you think that by taking this position, you're sending the wrong message that someone who is a Peter Obi from the southeast should not be easily accepted by northerners?
You are not even understanding.
You see this man, you see, when you watch this video closely, you get angry. If you don't get angry, that means you don't have blood flowing in your vein. If you watch this comprehensive interview and you don't get angry, you don't have blood flowing in your vein. Look at this clown talking, telling us how peaceful they are. And when he was asked about the issue of forgiveness, look at what he was saying. That if they did not forgive us, that the Igbos would not be living in the north. This clown forgot that there was a pogrom. After the Nzogu coup, there was a counter coup by the north. Did they forgive? No. There was a counter coup. They didn't even stop at the counter coup. They came and brought war to Biafra land. And they killed more than 5 million people, including children. And this clown is talking about forgiveness. And even a governor of Bauchi State came out on live television and said that the Fulanis don't forgive people. A governor came out and said that Fulanis don't forgive. They don't forgive. And look at him here, come and preach forgiveness. Is he forgiving? Even when you see the kind of anger in him, if you see the tone he used to respond when questions are being asked about the Igbos, when questions are being asked about the Igbo people, the way he responds, it shows you that this man is a monster. Or you continue to play that card. You see, every northern Fulani man will be much more confident and much more comfortable to stay in the zoological republic of the caliphate than to be in a secular state. This is the obvious truth, a plain truth. Every Fulani man will be comfortable. It doesn't matter, they tell you that they are activists. They tell you that they will be much more comfortable in a caliphate than in any secular state. That is why we must leave this very marriage. The Biafrans, we must leave this very marriage. It doesn't matter how they try to stop us. We must leave this very marriage. And it is coming soon. It's coming soon. We cannot continue to listen to this kind of a trash. We cannot continue to listen to idiots like this. How can you stay in the same country with this kind of clowns? How do you tend to survive? How do you tend to make a living in the midst of people like this who have this kind of mindset? May Chukwu deliver those our fellow Biafrans who cannot see. The Southerners mainly from the southern part of Nigeria who are still blind, talking about one Nigeria. Those politicians who think that this caliphate, these people know you. It doesn't matter how you pretend, they know that you are a Biafran. You are pretending. Say, oh, you're not a member of IPOB. You don't talk about Biafra. Wait. This rain that is going to fall, when the rain is going to fall, you claim it won't fall on you. When the rain that will fall is coming to fall, it's going to fall on everybody. Because they know that you are a Biafran. Whether you are a politician, whether you are whatever you call yourself, whether you pretend to be this, the best way to secure yourself now is to retrace your step and begin to join your region. Which the only safety you have is to join your region. Already the northern part of Nigeria is in the hand of the Fulanis. Their terrorists, their foot soldiers are in the north. They are in charge. That is why they can go anywhere and operate. They have tested all the waters. They have used the helicopter to bomb people. There was no uproar. They have shot down the helicopter, shot down the military jet. No uproar. They went to the airport. No uproar. They went to the train station and break the train and bomb the train. Nobody did anything. And they have gone to prison in Abuja. The next thing you're going to hear, an announcement from Asoro. And then your eye will be clear. The Afghanistan scenario is going to play out. But we cannot wait that to happen before we leave. We are going to be on our way out. Let them continue living in their Afghanistan. But we are going home. May Chukwu guide and protect everybody who have joined me on this very broadcast today. I appreciate you. Please share the video to all platforms. If you have not shared, share to family and friends. Keep on sharing. Keep on supporting the channel. I pray that Chukwu will guide and protect you and secure you. If you are here, please kindly join the broadcast of our brother Simon Ekpa. He's going to come online. Our lands that Omada are coming to give an information on the platform. You can join also. Join there and pass the information. Join there and hear. Open your ears and listen to what is about to happen. Also, listen to Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM. Make sure you connect to it. We will continue to make sense. Out of every nonsense that we hear, we make sense out of this. That is why we bring videos, we play. When things happen, we bring it and open it to you. Because sometimes some of us don't pay attention. When the interview is so long, some of the interview is 50 minutes, 1 hour. We break it down, bring the important points and bring it closer to you so that you see clearly what we are saying. You will see clearly. That is why we break these videos into pieces. You will begin to see clearly the people we are dealing with, that we have nothing in common. We have nothing in common. The only thing that can save us is to get out of this zoological republic. May Chukwu guide and protect everybody that have joined the broadcast, any place you're joining from. I say, may Chukwu guide and protect you. Please like the video and share to all platforms. If you are from Oduduwa land, Chukwu will protect you and you will see Oduduwa. You are from Biafra land, you will witness Biafra and you celebrate Biafra land. You are from any part of the world, regardless of your religion, and you're genuinely asking for freedom, you will witness freedom. May Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Nandekano. Secure him and bring him back to us very soon. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from, and remember blessed. See you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu. Bye-bye.